This is Great Travel Documentary, where we reveal the stories no one dares to tell. Arizona, the land of red rock canyons, sun-drenched deserts, and booming cities, hides a truth buried beneath the postcard beauty. While real estate soars and skylines climb ever higher, thousands sleep on sidewalks, under bridges, and in the dust just beyond the tourist trails. The Grand Canyon isn't the only thing that's wide and gaping in Arizona. So is the distance between wealth and despair. Homelessness here isn't a statistic. It's a warning sign. A state once seen as the land of growth and opportunity is now witnessing a silent collapse. One tent, one broken spirit, one forgotten human at a time. This isn't just Arizona's problem. It's America's reflection in a cracked mirror, where we celebrate expansion while stepping over those left behind. Before we dive into the painful truth unfolding across Arizona's streets, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. Your voice matters, and your engagement is more than support, it's solidarity. Let's shine a light on the lives the system left in the dark. The state of homelessness in Arizona right now. Homelessness is on the rise in Arizona, making it one of the states with the fastest growing homeless populations. Densely crowded regions have formed in places like Phoenix, where the number of people living in street encampments has increased by approximately 450%. Nearly 1,000 individuals without homes have made the zone, formerly Thunderdome, their home for the last decade. Real solutions and greater support systems are urgently needed, as these astonishing statistics demonstrate. With 651 complaints involving hundreds of victims annually, Arizona ranks 13th in the country for the amount of tips about human trafficking, exacerbating the situation. Commercial sexual exploitation is a hidden undercurrent in the state that brings in millions of dollars in illegal earnings every year, exacerbating the already serious problem of homelessness. Here, in the middle of the metropolis, hundreds of homeless individuals fight for survival among the glitz and beauty of the city. This is not some faraway neighborhood. The Danger Zone, a somber rebranding of Phoenix's The Zone, is a chilling reminder of the worsening homelessness epidemic in Arizona. The underlying issues are still not addressed, which perpetuates the cycle of displacement and return, even if there are continuous crackdowns to remove encampments. There has been a discernible increase in homelessness even in Scottsdale, a city renowned for its affluence and pristine reputation. As individuals flee more expensive locations due to growing prices, these concentrated places become focal points of the crisis, drawing greater attention to the plight of the afflicted while still experiencing the statewide structural problems. Extremely difficult living circumstances are common for Arizona's homeless population. Extreme heat makes it difficult for many people to get enough to eat and drink. There is a continual threat of violence and theft in everyday life. Without a permanent place to call home, it becomes very difficult to take care of personal hygiene and safety, which has a devastating effect on their health. Nearly 1,000 individuals, according to recent estimates, are living in overcrowded places without shelter, facing daily struggles that extend well beyond the lack of a roof over their heads. Come along as we delve into Ricky's tale to better comprehend the reality of the predicament that Arizona's homeless people face. Currently, Ricky is enduring a life of tremendous hardship and deprivation in a tent encampment located near Phoenix, Arizona. Not only does he not have access to running water or power, but he also has to deal with the unbearable heat. Summer temperatures sometimes surpass 40 degrees Celsius. Ricky has a hard time obtaining food, water, and other basics every day. His living situation is filthy and dangerous since there are no running water or toilets. So he and the other homeless people there are always at risk of becoming sick. He finds little refuge from the perils of the night sky as he slumbers under flimsy tarps. Ricky is determined to find a place to live, get a vehicle, and get his life back together so he can be with his kid again, no matter how bad things become. Homelessness in Arizona. What causes it? Extremely high housing expenses are a major contributor to Arizona's homelessness crisis. House and rent costs have skyrocketed in the last several years, making it more and harder for low-income families and individuals to locate affordable housing. As an example, Phoenix residents are feeling the pinch as rental prices have increased by a whopping 177% in only the last year. Because of this dramatic rise, many individuals are forced to choose between paying for housing and covering essential needs like food and medical treatment, which puts them in an untenable position and eventually puts them at risk of homelessness. The situation is becoming worse since there isn't enough affordable housing. Many people have no choice but to sleep on the streets or use makeshift shelters since there are so few affordable housing choices. There is an urgent need to address the chronic scarcity of affordable houses as their development has not kept pace with expanding demand. Some localities in Arizona have stringent construction laws and zoning limitations that make it even more difficult to construct cheap homes, reducing possibilities even more for those who need them the most. The situation is being exacerbated by Arizona's rapidly growing population. The state's housing market is experiencing chronic shortages due to the increasing number of people moving there in quest of better job opportunities and more pleasant weather. Rising property prices and an increase in the homeless population are consequences of this persistent inflow of new inhabitants, which puts more pressure on an already oversaturated housing market. Extreme population growth has caused overcrowding in marketplaces and a critical lack of affordable housing in cities like Tucson and Phoenix. Homeless people in Arizona continue to face the serious problem of substance misuse. When people are already having trouble securing and maintaining housing, dealing with addiction only makes things worse, and it raises the likelihood that they will engage in criminal activity. People already have a hard enough time breaking out of poverty and instability without having to deal with mental health issues and domestic abuse. Addiction and homelessness are interconnected problems with complex causes and consequences that need comprehensive responses. A significant challenge in the battle against homelessness is the absence of easily available, comprehensive support services. Healthcare, mental health services, and opportunity to acquire new skills are inaccessible to a large number of people. It becomes very difficult, if not impossible, to reconstruct their life, get stable employment, and get long-term housing without these essential skills. Many persons experiencing homelessness do not get the valuable assistance they need to improve their circumstances because existing programs are ineffective and burdened with bureaucratic red tape and inadequate financing. Problems caused by homelessness. A person's health suffers greatly when they are homeless. Many people risk contracting infections and experiencing mental health declines because they are unable to get treatment for critical medical conditions due to unreliable access to healthcare. Living on the streets, with all its constant uncertainty and stress, makes these issues even worse, and it's hard to get out of this cycle. The absence of easy access to healthcare means that many people experiencing homelessness go untreated for long-term health issues, including diabetes, hypertension, and mental health problems. No one should ever have to worry about the well-being of homeless people. Street life is fraught with peril due to the prevalence of violent crime, theft, and exploitation. Many people experience continual fear of abuse and violence because they do not have a safe place to call home. This adds to their emotions of inadequacy and despair. It may be very difficult for those experiencing homelessness to break out from the cycle of fear and instability that might be fueled by a history of crime and violence within their communities. A homeless lady in Tucson named Laura said that she fights for survival every night. She is always on edge, worrying that someone may rob her, assault her, or take her possessions, which makes it impossible for her to get a good night's rest. She believes that being always vigilant is more important than material possessions when it comes to living on the streets. The correlation between homelessness and increasing crime rates is substantial. People living on the streets may resort to violent crimes, thievery, and drug offenses due to the extreme hardships they endure. These actions have far-reaching consequences, affecting not only the people directly affected, but also the community's perception of safety and the workload of law enforcement. Communities bear a significant financial burden due to homelessness. Other important public programs have to be cut because of growing healthcare costs, police demands, and emergency services dependency. Real estate prices fall and tourism drops in areas with high rates of homelessness, which is bad news for the local economy. Meanwhile, many individuals have to spend a big portion of their income on rent due to rising housing expenses, which leaves them with little money for necessities and further traps them in poverty and homelessness. Large homeless people tend to congregate in areas where the ecosystem suffers greatly. Increased pollution and the slow deterioration of urban environments are the results of people using public places for feces and urination and inappropriately disposing of garbage. These problems pose major risks to public health and detract from a city's aesthetic attractiveness. Cleanup operations are becoming more costly and frequent because of the increasing environmental impacts of homelessness, further straining community resources that are already overburdened. Approaches to ending homelessness. Increasing the availability of low-cost housing in Arizona is a very effective strategy for combating homelessness. More social housing programs and financial aid for low-income families are in the works. The likelihood of people experiencing homelessness as a result of financial difficulties may be drastically reduced by lowering obstacles to secure housing. A number of innovative strategies are being investigated to swiftly expand the supply of affordable housing, including small house communities and modular housing sites. An important step in assisting people in ending their homelessness is increasing access to support services. This necessitates enhancing availability of programs for drug misuse treatment, vocational training, and mental health care. By providing comprehensive assistance, we can address the underlying reasons behind homelessness and equip individuals to re-establish stable and respectable lives. Key components of this comprehensive strategy include case management, therapy, and life skills development. Having access to rehabilitation services is crucial in addressing substance misuse, which is a leading cause of homelessness. There has been an increase in funding for programs in Arizona that help people overcome substance abuse. In order to reduce the likelihood of relapse and promote long-term recovery, these initiatives seek to assist people in breaking free from the cycle of drug dependency. More steady and long-lasting results have been produced by programs that combine addiction treatment with mental health care and housing aid. The best way to combat homelessness is for communities, nonprofits, and government agencies to work together. The plan in Arizona is all about getting a handle on housing, healthcare, and jobs all at once. A more inclusive and caring system may be built when the community is actively involved in designing solutions that reflect the actual needs of the people. When the public and commercial sectors collaborate, innovative ideas and better use of resources are often the results. New information and advancements. Innovative techniques and grassroots activities are also making strides in the battle against homelessness, alongside quick answers. As an example, small house communities are being tested out in several Arizona towns as a kind of temporary housing. In addition to providing a secure and stable environment, these smaller dwellings also make it easier to get the help you need, whether it's for mental health, medical treatment, or job development, all while fostering a feeling of belonging that's good for the long haul. A more significant role is being played by technology in this endeavor. The use of digital technologies, such web-based platforms and mobile applications, facilitates the linking of the homeless with necessary resources, lowering obstacles to entry and enhancing access to vital support networks. Helping homeless people requires grassroots movements and community initiatives at the neighborhood level. Donations of food and clothes, as well as mobile health clinics that provide urgent care, are common examples of volunteer-led efforts. The lives of the homeless are greatly affected by these small-scale initiatives. People attempting to rebuild their lives and regain their independence greatly benefit from organizations like Billy's Way Home, which provides hot meals and, more importantly, a feeling of community and optimism. The only way to get others to understand and assist those experiencing homelessness is to get the word out. Homelessness is a complex problem that affects people in many walks of life. Thus, it is important to raise awareness via educational workshops and campaigns. Communities can better support initiatives to end homelessness if they have a deeper grasp of the issue. Our travel films are vital in bringing attention to these problems, changing people's views, and inspiring them to do something about it. Another crucial component is the development of job possibilities that are specific to the abilities and requirements of those experiencing homelessness. People are able to regain their financial independence and become productive members of society via job placement services and vocational training programs. Gaining and maintaining gainful employment is essential for financial security, but it also gives people a feeling of accomplishment and value in their lives. Homeless people have an opportunity to start over via programs that collaborate with neighborhood companies to provide employment possibilities. It will take both short-term solutions and sustained efforts to end homelessness in Arizona, a state with a complex and long-standing problem. Arizona may make significant headway in addressing this issue if it investigates its origins, surveys the present situation, comprehends its far-reaching effects, and adopts comprehensive remedies. We can overcome the challenges that lie ahead by working together and implementing policies that are both humane and forward-thinking. We hope that by airing this trip documentary, we may bring attention to important social issues, encourage thought-provoking dialogue, and inspire viewers to take action in their own communities. Please subscribe to our channel to see more impactful tales from throughout the globe, and leave a like if you were touched or enlightened by this documentary. By working together, we have the power to make a meaningful difference.